be attracted to a guy who's not financially sound when you meet him?
I married one.
Don't you like that alley-oop I just threw you?
I left my corporate firm when I met Barack, and I had somebody who was like, I got your back. The risk you think you're taking, they're not that crazy, and I'm here to help you. That's when I said, I would rather have that in a partner than a higher income. I'd rather have somebody who was ready to do some hard things with me. But that meant I also had to be ready to do some hard things with him.
What you laughing at, Will?
Boy, we live in the upside down. What the hell she be? He got on her program? What? The hell we talking about?
How did a lot of women get upset with her saying that she got it wrong?
She did.
She got it backwards.
She did.
If she married a man that became the president of the United States.
What that's supposed to mean? That worked out, but the logic is not something.
What was the logic? That she quit her job? That she quit whatever she was doing to support him?
Take the logic, right? Take what she said.
What did she say?
Well, no, just take what she said and extrapolate it over all women. And if all women subscribe to the logic that she used, that would be disastrous.
What was her logic again?
She left her corporate job and got with a guy who was saying he can go through things with her. She said he was broke. He didn't have no job or something like that.
Barack Obama went to didn't he go to an Ivy League school?
Okay, listen to what I'm saying.
Talking about a bum.
Nobody said he was a bum. Listen to what I said. She said she left her corporate job for a guy who was unemployed. We would not advise that. Even if the trajectory looks good, we would never advise that, would we, Darwin?
Wait, what?
No, we tell women to meet their men in college. That's where a lot of successful relationships start.
Listen. She said she left a corporate job. Now, maybe her timeline is maybe my timeline is wrong because maybe this ain't the same timeline. But she said when she got with Barack, he didn't have a job. And then she said she left her corporate job. Now, maybe Barack had a job by the time she left her corporate job. But how I heard it, it sounds like she left her corporate job for a guy who was unemployed. Now, if that's not how it worked, then yes, Sweeney, if he's on the trajectory and he's already out of college, yes, she can leave her job and be on that man because he's on his path. He's on his way. But if how I heard it, sound like she left her corporate job for a dude who didn't have a job. I would never advise that.
He didn't have a job, but he was making money. What was he doing?
This is fucking Barack Obama, y'all.
He wasn't Barack Obama when she left her corporate job.
You think you could make it to the highest position in the land and not be somebody?
You think she knew he was going to be the president when she met him?
You don't just be a bum on the street and become the president. So we gotta know. So like this.
So like, you saying because he part of Skull and Bones? So you saying he was?
We gotta say that Barack Obama wasn't no fucking bump like this. When she said she put her career on the back burner, we ain't talking about her putting her career on the back burner for Pookie down the block.
Then she needs to give that context so women don't get misguided by what she's saying. She's like, look, hey, get misguided by her. I got me an Ivy League dude who was well connected. He was jobs were already lined up for him. We was gonna be all right. I told myself, quit this job, get on his program, but that's not what she said.
You think she quit her job?
Sweeney, I'm talking about what she said. I'm not talking about what actually transpired. We know that Barack is probably part of the Skull and Bones and probably was well connected and was going to be all right. What I'm saying to you is how she communicated that. Other girls cannot.
She met him in college. I think he had a white girl at first, right? In college. They met in college, right?
Would you be attracted to a guy who's not financially sound when you meet him?
I married one.
Don't you like that alley-oop I just threw you?
I left my corporate firm when I met Barack. And I had somebody who was like, I got your back. The risk you think you're taking, They're not that crazy. And I'm here to help you. That's when I said, I would rather have that in a partner than a higher income. I'd rather have somebody who was ready to do some hard things with me. But that meant I also had to be ready to do some hard things with him.
Nowhere did she say.
She met him at the law firm, though. She met him at the law firm.
What I gathered from that was, hold on, wait. What I gathered from that was he didn't have to be all the way there, but his mind had to be there. And she recognized the potential. That's what I heard. I didn't hear, I'm going to go out and you should go out and marry Pookie from down the block who ain't got no job. On top of that, we actually know her situation. We know who she's married to and what he became. So if anybody could misconstrue that, it's wild.
But in the video, it didn't even say.
Misconstrue it. This is what she said. She said her brother asked her, could you date a guy who's not financially sound? She says, I did. I married one. Then she proceeded to say, I quit my job when I met Barack.
No, she said she left her firm.
What's the difference?
She could still have a side job.
But it doesn't say that he was unemployed, though. It says that he just wasn't financially sound.
Right.
That doesn't mean that he's law firm. Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily mean that he wasn't making money. He just wasn't making the amount of money that probably most people would require to sustain a 2-person household.
Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all missing what I'm saying. I'm not talking about for her life. Clearly, she's with a guy who went to an Ivy League school, who was more than likely part of the Skull and Bones, who had his life plan was probably laid out. I'm talking about the message that is being broadcasted. Girls are hearing a woman say, I married a guy who was not financially sound. I quit my job when I quit my firm when I met him. We would never expect a woman to quit a firm to go be with a guy who's not financially sound. That will never be the advice that we will give a woman. So come on, y'all. I mean, are we playing this game?
We on the same page. I think you think we arguing, or somebody may think we arguing.
Point I made from the jump.
Yeah, we're not. Nobody's arguing.
She said how he was helping her. His whole focus was to help her. He was going to be there as she go through it. That's what she was saying. And then she could reciprocate. Well, listen, what video was you listening to, Sweeney?
The same one you was listening to. I don't get how you got he was about to help her through all her.
Did this woman not say this man told her he'll be with her as she go through it? And then she said, oh, and I can be with him as he go through it.
What that sounds like.
Here's the whole point. The whole point of this whole video is to, and I think somebody said that the women were mad at this. Basically, the whole point of this video is to show you that there is a such thing, or there is hope or faith in putting down your corporate America job or putting down your boss babe journey and hitching to a man that's on his purpose, if he can articulate himself well. And he's actually going in some type of direction where it's in your best interest to do so. Because I think the issue is the women don't believe that, one, and then, like Will said, nobody's teaching women to do that.
But they can't even read between the lines to deduce that, Darwin. Like,
how do you think all women are retarded?
So here's a question, JR. What you said the women were mad about it. What were they saying? Because I want to know what message the women were saying. Do we have any of the comments from the post or anything like that to see what?
I'm gonna bring up some of the comments. Just go ahead and finish it.
Because I think that'll help us with the context. I mean, the message that I got from it was, just what we always tell women: you trying to meet a man at the finish line, you're not gonna get the same results as if you were shooting with me when I was in the gym. We tell women that all the time, and that's the message that I got from it. She got with him when he was on the come up. She saw his trajectory and dug her claws in, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
Actually, I would even argue that according to the way she phrased it, he might not even have made it to the gym yet. He was on his way to start shooting.
He was, yeah, but
and
he had
was
already
like,
graduated
"Look."
Ivy League school. She met him at the law firm.
Well, yeah, well, I'm saying like the amount of trust and faith in the process that Michelle had for Obama is, I think, is key in this situation to get women to kind of be like, look, I've done it. I met a man, he wasn't all the way sound or whatever. And he was able to communicate to me that, hey, look, I got you, baby. The risks that you taking, they're not that bad. Just hang on tight. I'm gonna get you there. And I think she trusted him enough to be able to do that. And I think Michelle wants more women to probably do that. But I don't think I think what they're saying to her is like, no, fuck that. You know, these niggas ain't no Obama. You know what I'm saying? These dudes ain't like Obama.
Harvard.
You know what I'm saying? Saying you got a different breed. These dudes I think the women are probably saying these dudes are different from the young Obama days. So there's that.
But you see this timeline, like I said, the way she said it misconstrues it. The message is flawed at best. It's a Cinderella story. It didn't just,
I get what you're saying. You're more saying like exactly that. Like it's not enough context for someone that doesn't really understand or have the articulate or the intellect to be able to understand what it takes or how to even know whom to do that for. So then what women will do is a man will say the same thing, but because she's not aware of how to differentiate, is he the Barack Obama or is he the one that just wants to use you for your resources because he's a man? I get what you're saying.
Right. I tell this will be the dating potential.